Hard sports all plays. Yeah. Hard sports all plays. Hard sports all plays. 365, we making up plays. You talking the game, get you to the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. Hard sport all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. Hard sports all plays. Yeah.
All right, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to Easy Money, a sports betting show, Friday, January 26, 2024. I'm Chris Gonzalez, joined by Tony Gonzalez. You here?
Yeah, I'm here. I was reading that article. It's pretty interesting. How's it going?
Not too bad. I'm asking you if you're here, not even get all the stuff up on the screen.
Yeah, are you here?
Yeah. Well, I went 3-4 yesterday.
You're not having a real good week.
Last 3 days have not been real great.
I didn't do great, but I was 5-4. So I mean, I didn't. I'm 94-60 for the year.
I'm 85-75. Or excuse me, 88-79. I was looking at yesterday's number. I'm 88-79 after yesterday, going 3-4. I had a pretty good day Monday, but since then, I've had a tough week last 3 days. But it'll pick back up. Oh, especially I had a good weekend too last weekend. I only had one game wrong in the NFL and everything. And this, yeah, happens sometimes. Do you think Bill Belichick's done coaching in the NFL for good?
I don't know about for good, but I think maybe this year. But that I heard he wanted a lot. He wanted pretty much control in Atlanta, and they didn't want to give him that much control. Is what I had just read. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It just depends next year if there's a team that doesn't do what they. I mean, we'll probably lose 7 or 8 coaches next year too. So somebody might be willing to. But it's a possibility. You know, he's. If I remember right, he's about 70 years old, isn't he?
He's 71.
Yeah, so I mean, he could be.
He'd be 72 by the time into the season. It's going to be interesting because I heard some people say something. Part of the reason he didn't get hired because of his age. Well, if you sit out a season, you're not going to get any. You're not going to be any younger.
I don't think it was his age.
I think it's more of. I mean, hell, he's had full control for over 20 years. It's hard to get. It'd be hard to give that up. I understand. I mean, I understand where he's coming from on that. I've done it. This is the way we've done it for 20 years, and look at what I accomplished doing it this way. It'd be hard to give in and change. So,
well, why should it? I mean, to look at it his way. Why should it?
Yeah.
Now, if he had never won a Super Bowl or something, maybe I understand his point of view.
But you're talking about a guy that's 15 wins from being winningest coach of all. in NFL history, and not just that. I mean, I don't think there's going to be anybody. I don't know if anybody will ever do what the Patriots did
Yeah.
in basically 2 different decades.
Yep.
You know, I mean, they had 2 different dynastic runs in the 20 years with him and Brady. So
And Atlanta was one of them that interviewed him 2 or 3 times. What the hell they done lately? So I mean, I think the guy they hired is good, but is the only they're going to give him.
last time Atlanta was good, they lost to Belichick in the Super Bowl.
Yes. Yep.
After being up 28-3.
Yeah, that's true. So I'm not saying that they made the wrong move by not hiring Belichick, but
Belichick went there for the interview at Arthur Blake. Arthur Blake's like, why do you think we should hire you?
Yeah.
He just turned the second half of that Super Bowl on. There you go. Because a lot of people going in that game thought Atlanta was going to win that game because how good Atlanta's offense and everything was. But then the way the game started.
Has the Redskins made a hire yet? Still not.
Sounds like it's going to be the offensive coordinator for the Lions is what that's what the reports are. But I don't think they can't. I don't think they can announce him that they hire him until after he's out, right?
Yeah, probably. And then I've heard there's been some. I don't know if he's Baltimore's defensive coach. I heard people like, but I don't know if it's going to be his year or not.
I don't think he's going to be. I don't think he's going to get one this year unless something happened. He ended up in Seattle. Offensive coordinator for the Texans' name has been mentioned a lot with Washington.
Okay.
Slowick. He's been mentioned. Him and Johnson have been the 2 names I've been hearing the most with Washington. Seattle, you haven't heard a lot. I've heard Dan Quinn, but other than that, you really haven't heard a lot.
Well, you never know. We ain't heard a lot. Hell, who knows? Wake up Monday morning and Belichick could be in Seattle. It could be his job. I mean, you just never know.
Yeah, Pete Carroll's wanting to coach. He was wanting the Chargers job. He was trying to get that job.
Wasn't.
So I know he's still wanting to coach. I know Snoop Dogg said on Pat McAfee Day that he wants Pete Carroll to go back to USC and get things back in order.
He wants that USC coach gone already?
If he can get Pete Carroll.
Would you be shocked if Pete Carroll went back to college? I wouldn't be shocked.
No, I wouldn't.
He wants to coach. So, I mean, if he can't get an NFL job, I mean.
Yeah, I could see him going back to college before I see Belichick going to coaching college. I know some people mentioned maybe Belichick coaching somewhere outside the NFL, but I don't see Belichick coaching in college. And if you don't think, a lot of people don't know if his way of doing things can connect with this day and age NFL players. If you don't know if it's going to connect with NFL players, it's going to be harder for him to connect with college players, I think.
Yeah. And like
especially with the damn transfer portal. Well, you piss a player off, boom.
I think coaching in college is probably a lot tougher than coaching in the pros nowadays. With that portal and everything, I think it'd be tougher.
Yeah. Yeah, Glenn Walsh did go back to college. Like I said, I can see Pete Carroll go back. I just don't see Belichick coaching in college. I don't see his style fitting, especially with the rules in college right now with the NIL and not really the NIL, but more of the transfer portal. Yeah, I think I don't know how he would mess with in that world. And it's from what these coaches say, the college schedule is more a college coach's schedule is more brutal than an NFL head coach schedule.
I would say it's possible. I don't think there's any off days, not anymore.
Because in college with all the recruiting, all the trips you got to take for recruiting and all that stuff. So yeah. All right. Last night, like I said, I went 3-4. went 1-2 in the, or 2-1 in the NBA. Only game I lost in the NBA was the damn Timberwolves. It was -3.5, and they won by 2.
Yep, I had that game too.
Actually, I went 3-1 in the NBA because Pacers won last night. I added that at halftime of their game.
I know. Glenn tried to tell you.
I know. Glenn told me they were going to cover. No, I didn't add them, but yeah, Glenn said they were going to cover last night. Fuck, they did more than cover.
Yep.
He said you could have went 4-4. Yep. He Hey, how's it going, Billy? If the Pacers would have played all 4 quarters on Tuesday night like they did last night, they'd have won. Beat the Nuggets on Tuesday night because they outplayed the Nuggets 3 quarters of that game. Third quarter, they got outscored by 20 points. Just played terrible in the third quarter. Last night in the third quarter, they went off. Yeah, Pascal had a triple-double last night, his first triple-double as a Pacer. I think it was his 6th career or something like that. Yeah. Yeah, the 76ers didn't look good at all last night, which was fine with me because they were playing the Pacers.
The Pacers had Miller, and they had other players around them. Now with the Pacers having Halliburton and now with Pascal, do you think this might be the best 1-2 punch that the Pacers have had? And I mean, really, they never really had a 1-2 punch with Miller.
You had Miller and O'Neal.
Yeah, that wasn't very long though. That was just a couple of years, and then they.
But I mean, no, but I mean, they were. That was pretty good.
That was a pretty good punch. But I mean, other than that, they really haven't had that.
No, because if you go back in the 90s, it was
Smits, Smits and Miller, maybe.
Yeah, you did have Smits and Miller. That's probably would be one of the top ones. Because you didn't have, because in the 90s it was more about defense. So
you didn't have that.
You had like Reggie was their guy they relied on, like for most of scoring, and the other guys filled in some. But it wasn't like now where you have three great scorers on a team. Back then you just didn't build teams hardly that way. I mean, even the Bulls, they didn't have three. You know what I mean? They didn't have three or four great scorers. They had Jordan, and then you had Pippen, who was another good scorer.
Billy Bell said, Glenn, you got an NBA lot for tonight? He's like, the hell with us. He's looking at Glenn. He knows we're losers. Well, you got lucky, Glenn.
But no, I do think I think Siakam and Halliburton could be a great duo for us. I really do. Like I said, Siakam was averaging 25 points a game before he came over to the Pacers. He's a 2-time All-Star. I mean, he's a proven player in the NBA. I think as the season goes on, you're just going to see them get better with him too, because of getting that chemistry built and stuff. So, got off to a pretty good start, Pacers. So far, Pacers playing pretty good.
Oh, come on, Jennings. He has Purdy 16th ranked quarterback in the league.
Wow.
He has Mahomes 1, Burrow 2. Okay, Lamar, yeah, Stroud, Allen. Okay. Dak, I don't know. Herbert didn't play this year. Most of it.
How can you have Kyler Murray ahead of Brock Purdy?
There's no way. Purdy's won 3 playoff games.
Yeah. Purdy's better than 16th.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have Jordan Love. I wouldn't have Jordan Love ahead of Purdy right now. Seen Jordan Love this season.
Hey,
I would, and this will piss a lot of people off. I wouldn't have Jalen Hurts in front of Brock Purdy.
That'd be close because he did make the Super Bowl last year. But yeah,
He's had one great year, two subpar years, and then this year a good year.
Yeah. Purdy's won 3 playoff games. Gotta give him some credit. He hopefully gonna win a fourth one here. Well, and I'm struggling because I'd like to see Detroit win, but I'd like to see Purdy and San Francisco
Well,
win
the problem
too.
is it don't matter what Purdy does.
No.
He wins this game, they're not going to get the big time media on TV are still not going to give him no credit. They're going to give all the credit to it's the great team around them. It's the coach. It's this. Yep. But if they lose, it'll be they lost because of him.
Yep, you're right.
So I mean, I don't understand it.
Glenn, give us pick, man. Pacers money line. That's his big pick. Chris, you taking it?
I'm not taking money line. I am taking the Pacers today, but I'm not taking the money line. I mean, I just don't understand. I've never seen people not want to give somebody credit for I've never seen any other quarterback get treated like this. Even, I mean, Brady was a 6th round pick.
Yep.
And even when he started and when he first started, New England wasn't winning because of Brady. They were winning because Brady was managing the game, and their defense was what was winning the New England games at first. And yeah, this is okay. I can say the same thing. Patrick Mahomes. If you take away Travis Kelce and Pacheco, he ain't gonna do nothing. You can say the same thing for any quarterback. Josh Allen. You take away Diggs, Cook, and Davis. I mean, yeah, if you take away three of a team's best players, I don't care who they are, it's going to hurt that team. Debo is everybody says he's their most important player. He was out 3/4 of that game last week, and did Purdy play great the first 3 quarters? No, but who showed up in the 4th quarter and let him down the field for that game-winning drive? And Purdy made 2 great throws and a great run to keep that drive open after a drop by Kittle, who's supposed to be this great weapon that if he didn't have, he'd be like shit. But Kittle dropped the first down right there, and then Purdy ran for 9 yards, got within a yard, and then McCaffrey ends up running on the next play. But I mean, you can't have it both ways. You can't say you can't give credit for these players, these other quarterbacks, or not credit. You can't say, oh, like this year by saying Mahomes don't have enough weapons at receiver. We can't use that excuse for Mahomes and then say Purdy has too many weapons. That is, you can't use that argument. It's the same damn thing.
Yeah, I agree.
If you're saying that it's all about them weapons, then it shouldn't matter if Mahomes is so great. It shouldn't matter who his receivers are. It the standard you guys are trying to set. It's a team. You have 11 guys out there on offense. Everybody has to do their part for offense to be successful. Quarterback gets more credit, gets too much credit, gets too much blame. But for some reason, we don't want to give Purdy no credit. I'm not saying he's the best quarterback in the league. I think he's better than top 16.
I do too. They had him at 16.
Or at 16, I mean. Yeah. Pat's first touring, that defense was holdovers from when they went and lost to the Packers in 96 under Parcells. Yeah, that's what I mean. But their defense is what carried them first couple rings. It wasn't Brady. And then later on in his career, now, hey, Brady did start carrying that team. But we didn't kill Brady for it like people kill Purdy. And honestly, the defense hasn't just been carrying Purdy. If you look at San Francisco's offensive numbers, they've all been better. Their numbers are better now than what they were with Garoppolo. They're better now than what they were with the other quarterbacks that Shanahan's had.
And San Francisco's defense has not been
been good this year, but
Good, but
not
not-
as dominant as they've been in the
No.
last
No.
few couple of years. Yeah, Glenn said, "Yeah, oh yeah." Billy asked him if he's going to the game. He says he's in the fan zone.
I wouldn't have Purdy.
He said 11 at
11.
least. Not a.
I think that he's been in the NFC Championship game 2 years in a row. I don't know how you keep him out of the top 10.
Well, I'll tell you another guy that don't get no credit. And we were talking about it earlier. And maybe after depending on what happens this weekend, maybe people will start believing in him a little bit. But Jared Goff,
Yep,
he's top 5-6 QB in the NFL right now, and
Yes.
don't
The
get no credit.
the way he's played the last 2 years, there ain't no doubt about it.
And don't get no credit. Hurley.
Look at his numbers the last 2 years. There's no doubt about it. And you look at Hurts' numbers last year; they were very good. You look at them this year; they wasn't that good. Lamar had a great year this year, but then people say, "Well, it comes down to winning." Well, what's Lamar won? Golf's been to a Super Bowl. Lamar hasn't. If Purdy makes it to the Super Bowl this year, even if he don't win, I mean, first 2 years in the league, he would have been to the NFC Championship and to a Super Bowl if he just makes it to a Super Bowl.
And now, just like all them people last year saying that Lamar Jackson wasn't close to as good as Jalen Hurts after just Jalen Hurts having that one good year. It's like, I think you people forget because Lamar's been hurt the last couple of years. How good Lamar is. All he does is win. I mean, that dude, has he won a Super Bowl? No, but if you look at his, I know that was regular season, but his regular season record's great. He's played good in the playoffs this year. It wasn't all, yeah, I said it last year. I'd been fine with the Colts would have went and traded for him instead of drafting a guy. I'd have been fine with it if that's what we would have done.
I agree, especially with a coach end up getting
the Tuck rule. Yeah, that. Hey, Billy, I'm not a Brady fan at all. Believe me,
No.
I'm a diehard Colts fan, so I'm the last person that's going to be a Tom Brady fan. He kept the Colts and my favorite player out of the playoffs or out of the Super Bowl a lot of years.
many times. Yes,
Him and it was always the goddamn Chargers. We always played terrible against the Chargers, too. But we finally got the Patriots in the game. That I didn't think we was that way that first half went.
Yep.
Oh, here we go, getting beat again in the AFC Championship game out in the playoffs by the Patriots, and came back. Out of all the teams the Colts had in the years with Manning, that wasn't even close to the best team, the one that won the Super Bowl.
And the Colts left the Super Bowl on the table when they let Manning go because I thought it was too soon. That's just my opinion.
He went to two more. He won one, but he went to two more.
Yep. I think they made a mistake, but
and that all changed at the last second.
Yep.
Because they had it all set up where Polian was coming back, Manning was coming back, and then all of a sudden, boom! It just everything got changed. Ursay must have been feeling a little froggy that day, or something. Something changed. All right. Tonight's NBA games. We'll go and get to tonight's games. Get it pulled up here. I'm taking the Dallas Mavericks on the road at the Atlanta Hawks. We'll make sure see what the odds are at. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Dallas Mavericks at the on the road at the Atlanta Hawks at the -1, and then I'm also going to take the Houston Rockets at the -5.5 at the Charlotte Hornets. We'll take the Indiana Pacers at the +5 at home against the Phoenix Suns. And I'm going to take the San Antonio Spurs at home at the -3.5 against the Portland Trailblazers.
Okay, my NBA picks for tonight. I got the Clippers -7.5 at Toronto, and I have Cleveland at Milwaukee. I'll take Milwaukee the -5.5.
All right. Hockey tonight. I'm gonna take the Rangers on the money line at home against the Golden Knights, Panthers on the money line on the road against the Penguins, and the Avalanche on the money line on the road or at home, excuse me, against the Kings.
Okay, NHL for tonight. I have LA at Colorado. I'll take Colorado money line. Got St. Louis at Seattle. I'll take Seattle money line. You got any college for tonight? Basketball?
Yeah, I just went with one game, Mo.
Okay.
I'm taking Wisconsin at the -3.5 at home against Michigan State.
Okay, my college basketball for tonight. I got Iona -8.5 at Siena, and I've got Morris -2.5. No, excuse me, +2.5 against Niagara. And I do have some NHL for Saturday. Matter of fact, I got 6 NHL games for Saturday. Since we're going to do much NFL, since it's winding down. My Saturday picks for the NHL, I got Boston money line at Philadelphia. I got Washington at Dallas. I'll take Dallas money line. I got Nashville at Edmonton. I'll take Edmonton money line. Chicago at Calgary. I'll take Calgary money line. I got Columbus at Vancouver. I'll take Vancouver money line. And I have Anaheim at Minnesota. I'll take Minnesota money line. That's my NHL picks for Saturday.
All right. And NFL got the two big conference championship games this weekend. Chiefs and Ravens are the first one.
Real quick, Damien, I don't think it's fair with Goff because he's played really well the last 2 years. If he makes it to the Super Bowl, I don't know if it's fair.
Well,
I don't know if it's fair to.
And he was playing against Bill Belichick in that Super Bowl.
Yeah. I mean, I
One
think
of the best defenses.
I think Goff's played really well the last 2 years. So I mean, you got to give him some credit. And I agree. I think San Francisco is going to beat the Lions, but the Lions are a scrappy team, and they got a good offense. Now we'll see what happens.
Chiefs Ravens got a 3.5 point spread. Ravens are 3.5 point favorites. Over under for this game is at 44.5. I like the Ravens in this game. I personally think the Ravens are going to win by 10 points.
Really? I'm gonna go with the Ravens. I worry a little bit about the 3.5. I think it's going to be another. I think it could be a close game, maybe decided by 3 points. But I am going to take. I'm more confident in Baltimore than I am Kansas City, especially since it's at Baltimore. I'll take Baltimore minus the 3.5.
And the reason I say I think they'll beat them by 10, I think they'd beat them by more. The only reason I'm saying only by 10 is because of Mahomes, and it's the playoffs. But if you look, 40, we all thought the 49ers best team in the NFC. What did Baltimore do to them? Blew them out. Blew out the Dolphins. A lot of the good teams they played, they have blown out this year.
Yep.
The Lions.
Yep. Blew them out.
Chiefs beat the Lions by what? 1 point?
Yeah. No, Lions beat the Chiefs.
Yeah, by 1 point.
Yeah.
Lions beat the Chiefs by 1 or 2 point first game of the year. Baltimore just boat raced them pretty much. The Dolphins. Chiefs barely beat the Dolphins. Look what Baltimore has done to the Dolphins. And I mean, look what Baltimore done to, like I said, the top two teams in the NFC. The teams in the NFC championship game. They blew both them teams out. So I just think, and with the Chiefs offense struggling, I mean, they struggle to score over 21 points. I know if they scored 21 points, they win, but they struggled a lot to get to 21 points. And I kind of agree with what Broussard said earlier. I think the Ravens are going to get 30 points.
It's quite possible.
So, I like the Ravens a lot in this game. Now, hey, that game could come on Sunday and fucking Chiefs might blow the Ravens out, but I do. Oh yeah, Billy. Yeah, Jason Kelsey was going nuts last week. I'm sure he'll be doing that again this week. Did you see him?
Yeah. Yep.
Had his shirt off, jumped out of the suite.
Yeah, he's nuts. He's crazy.
You know they're Ohio. They're from Ohio.
Yep.
And then other NFL game, Lions and Niners. This is the one that's a little harder for me. I think it's going to be a close game. I think 49. Well, first of all, the spread's I think 7.5.
Yep. That's what I just seen on TV.
Yeah, it's 7.5. Over-unders at 51.5. So they're expecting some points to be scored. I like the 49ers to win the game. I'm taking the Lions plus the 7.5. I think this is going to be a close game because of the Lions can score on offense. If the 49ers defense can get pressure on Goff, I think 49ers definitely win the game. But the other thing that scares me about the Lions is they're great at stopping the run, but their pass defense is not very good. And I think Purdy and that San Francisco offense will be able to take advantage of that. So I like the 49ers. I'm going to go with the Lions at the plus 7.5 because I think this is going to be a touchdown game.
I agree with you. I think San Francisco is going to win, but I think that's too many points. I'm going to take Detroit plus 7.5.
Yeah, I like the over. I like the over the 51 as well too, Billy. Billy said, "Yeah, Lions with the points." Like I said, I think the 49ers win the game, but like I said, I think it's going to be a one possession game. And I'm not going to lie, and Dad knows I picked 49ers and Ravens to be in the Super Bowl, but I wouldn't be mad if the Lions win the game. I'm not a big fan of any of these teams. I want the Ravens to win because I like Lamar Jackson.
And I kind of feel that way about Purdy, but I feel that way about Detroit too. Anybody but Kansas City.
I like to see the Ravens win because I like I said, I like Lamar and with everybody saying he started his career out. People saying he should be a wide receiver, and then
Damien's got some Detroit hate because he's a Bear. He's a Bear fan. He hates them Lions because he's a Bear fan. Bears hate them Lions.
He said a blowout.
Damien's question about the Vince and Brock stuff. I think it's too early to tell. There's no criminal charges. It's all suit trying to get money.
I was going to ask you about that because I was seeing people say that he was going to be pulled from the Royal Rumble. Had it ever been said that he was going to be at the Royal Rumble?
I don't think it'd been. He had never been confirmed as an entrant. I'm not saying he wasn't going to be in it. I don't know. And then people
and there's been no report that he's been pulled or anything either.
No.
Because a lot of people were saying there's no. I ain't gonna lie. I'd be kind. And I know it's business and stuff, but if the plan was to have him at Royal Rumble tomorrow, and then you don't, I'd be just personally, I'd be a little disappointed in WWE.
Well, the thing of it is,
I know you got the business part.
I haven't researched.
We got to break this cycle of just somebody can accuse you of something and ruin your whole life without.
See, that's the
knowing.
thing.
And I'm not saying it's not true it's true. I don't know. I haven't researched it. Don't know all that about it. But I'm talking about anything. I mean, people can just go. I mean, I could just go do your work and accuse you of something, and you lose you lose your job without any investigation to see if anything is true or nothing.
Yeah,
they just boom. It got said, so it has to be.
I haven't did a lot of research on this subject. I did see some early reports, and the stuff that I did read said that supposedly there was some. She sent some videos to Brock, some sexual videos to Brock at Vince's. No, sent them to Vince, and Vince sent them to Brock at Brock's request on a couple occasions. And Brock was supposed to meet up with her and have sex with her, and he never did on 2 occasions. They've never met at all, and if the videos were sent to Vince, how do we know that Brock was the one that wanted the video? We don't know
Like I said, I have,
we don't know if what's true. I know Vince has made a statement through his lawyer that he is innocent and he will fight this full force. That's from Vince. I don't know if Brock's made any statements at this time, but Vince is claiming he's innocent. I have no idea. I think you're innocent until proven guilty. And the only thing that I have a problem with, if he's done all this, if he's done trafficking, why ain't they went to the authorities and filed charges? Why are we just suing for money? That's the only question I have.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying that it's not true. I'm not defending anybody. But I'm not convicting anybody either.
it'll be interesting to see what comes out of all of it. But
Yep.
I'm ready to see what happens at the Royal Rumble tomorrow.
I'm excited for the Royal Rumble.
I think there's gonna be some good surprises.
Yeah, like I said, you
Yeah, you
got
just never-
allegations,
And that was just like everybody turning on Jericho as
Yeah.
quick as they did. I'm like,
Yep.
but I'm all, I don't know.
yeah, it's why are people making accusations? So many years later, and this was from a few years ago too, not near as long as Jericho's allegations, but the one Jericho was about the same time, because some of the stuff with Vince was supposed to be around 1922, 2019, 2020. Some of Jericho's was 2019 also.
Yeah, but then
so
some of it
it
was
was even older than
yeah.
that. Yeah. So I mean, but yeah, Damien, real quick, who
I try not to get caught up in all that.
I know you don't like that culture.
I mean, I like
cancel
watching
stuff.
like even like if I've always been a Jericho fan.
Yep.
If he's wrestling on TV, I'm going to watch him. I don't have to. But I've always been in the mindset too. I don't have to like you. I don't have to like you as I don't have to like you as a person or agree with everything you do as a person to enjoy your work
Bottom line,
in wrestling. You know what I mean? That's
loved
everybody has issues and has their
Yeah.
problems, and so, I mean, you can't.
love Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan done some stuff.
Yeah, as a person, is he a good person? No,
Maybe not.
But is he?
Jericho, I think Jericho.
Was he entertaining to watch in wrestling? Yes.
Vince McMahon.
Hell, one of the guys I was a big fan of done the worst shit you can do.
Yep. Yeah. No doubt. Yeah, Benoit, no doubt.
And I was a big Benoit fan. He was great in the ring, but I never would have thought that would happen. But
Damien, real quick, who's going to win the Rumbles, man? Who's going to win the men's Rumble? Who's going to win the women's Rumble?
Speaking of the Rumble, if you missed our Royal Rumble preview show last night, go check it out on Facebook and YouTube. Also, don't forget we'll be live this Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern with Warrior Pro Wrestling right at 3. There's a steel cage match for the Warrior Pride title. There's also a big 15-man riot. Also a hair versus career match. So that should be a great show on Sunday. Bell times at 3. We'll be live on YouTube and Twitch with that.
Yeah. Glenn says Bailey and Rhodes. He's going with Bailey in the women's, and he's going with Rhodes to win the men's. I like the Bailey pick. Rhodes, I think Rhodes is going to get in the main event. It's going to be through Elimination Chamber. That's just my opinion. But Damien's going Punk or Rock, and Nia or Bailey.
You mentioned Nia.
I mentioned Nia. It was more like a third or fourth pick for me. But yeah, I had Nia, but I had Bailey in there. I think Becky could be in there too. So I had the Punk. I also had Rock now, but I'm going with Punk as my favorite.
Yeah, I think Punk's going to win, and they're going to start the Punk and Rollins. I think Punk's going to go after the heavyweight title.
Also today, the guy that broke that story for Sports Illustrated, Jeremy Brasso, or his name, came out and admitted that now that he found out that story is false, and apologized to everybody and said that he trusted his informants that he had, and it was not true. That came out today. He was the one that said it was going to be Gunther winning the.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Cody and Roman at WrestleMania,
Yep.
or it might be a combination with The Rock in there or something. But I think it's going to have Cody and Roman in it for the belt, and then I think you're going to have Seth and Punk.
And I think it's, and I agree with Austin from last night. I think it's going to, this is my opinion, and I think his opinion, it's going to be Becky and Rhea, and one of the women's matches, and other women's matches, Io Sky and Bayley.
And I do think Pat McAfee's going to be at the Rumble tomorrow.
I think so too. And I would not be shocked if Hulk Hogan is in the Rumble.
That wouldn't surprise me either, just because of the timing and where it's at. I mean, hell, he could get done. He get done doing his karaoke tonight at Hogan's. He can get done doing his karaoke at Hogan's Hangout tonight, and then just head over to the Royal Rumble.
If Roman wins the WrestleMania, if he wins his Rumble, if he wins his Rumble match, I think Marcus expects that. If
it was him and Cody at WrestleMania, he beat Cody again.
Austin and
Marcus
will both.
Oh yeah.
Out. Well, what was last year? How mad was Austin? Austin loved WrestleMania, but when Roman beat Rhodes, he was pissed.
Yeah.
I'm talking bright red face. He was madder than hell.
He was. This is just, I know this don't have nothing to do with wrestling, but XFL last year, didn't it start in February? Didn't it start like the week after the Super Bowl or something like that?
I think at one point,
yeah, it did, because I remember, because when I had my surgery,
I thought it was always.
I could have swore we were watching XFL. So yeah, it started like right after the Super Bowl in February. I think it started like 20th of February or something last year.
What was it now? XFL? Yeah. It was like right after.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Cause I know I had my surgery on the like February 16th. I know we were watching XFL that weekend.
Yeah.
They're not starting this year till March 30th. Well, the UFL.
Yeah. What do you think of that? You think it's gonna be good?
I do. I think it's gonna be good because now you got more teams for one.
So did they keep all the both?
I don't know if they kept all of them, but I know they at least have some from each. They might have kept all of them. I'm not.
Well, they're going to have the two champions play like the first game, ain't they? From each league.
I think so.
That's cool.
I think it's a good thing. I think there's a spot for spring football, but if you have two leagues like that competing against each other,
I know who he's talking about to do the WrestleMania. At least I think it's the one. It could be a different one.
Damien says there's reports that already confirmed Cody is not facing Roman at Mania.
Well, there's all kinds of reports. The one report from Sports Illustrated came out. He, like I just said, he came out today and said that report was wrong.
Yeah, I mean, it's all a guess. Nobody knows.
No, well, there is somebody knows. Name's Triple H.
Yeah, well, I mean,
and hey, don't put Triple H put out fake stuff. He'd love to mess with these writers and stuff.
Oh yeah.
But the dude that does the
how many people do you think actually know? Like, I'm sure like Triple H does, but besides like him,
say Khan, Triple H, Rock may be in the loop now or will be in the loop.
I mean, do you think like the wrestlers know? Do you think like Cody and Roman know? Like, hey, you guys are going to be facing at WrestleMania, or you're not going to?
At this point, right now, I would say that they probably know. They probably know what at least the plan is.
It could always change.
Yes, but I think they may know what the plan is.
I was just wondering, you know what I mean? Because they try to keep this stuff tight and no leaks. So I mean, the more people in your business that know what's going on, the more likely it is to get leaked out. So that's why I was wondering how kind of tight to the vest they keep it even with the wrestlers until it gets so close.
No, I don't think the one I'm talking about, not the one that went down the rail.
All right. Well, you have anything else for today?
No, I think I'm good to go. I'm excited for the Rumble. I'm ready to watch it. I wish it was Saturday right now. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Join us Sunday for Warrior Pro Wrestling. Monday, the GWR Award Show.
Yep.
Like I said, if you missed the Royal Rumble preview show last night, go check it out.
Yep.
Check out FEW from last week. But we appreciate everybody watching. We'll be back Monday with another episode of Easy Money, a sports betting show. Hope everybody has a great weekend.